Well, check this out. The value of Bitcoin has been surging lately. In fact, Bitcoin is closing in on a record high. What might this tell us about where more conventional assets are headed? Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Brian Sullivan. Matt Maley and Dennis Davitt are your team today with Miller Tabak and Harvest Volatility Management, respectively. Dennis, I'll begin with you. Bitcoin, A, do you have a view on Bitcoin? A lot of people do. It's a totally different animal, but a lot of people do. And B, regardless of that, do you think that Bitcoin is correlated with anything else?
Yes, I really like Bitcoin. I love the fact that it moves into a more legitimate currency. It moves away from something where you buy drugs and kidneys on the internet. The thing about Bitcoin that people don't really put together that I feel is we're moving into an inflationary environment. And I think Bitcoin, where oftentimes it's compared to cash on the internet, I look at it as gold on the internet. So as far as a currency that can be exchanged on the internet, Bitcoin is one of those currencies. If you're going to give gold a classification as a currency, then Bitcoin very much is a classification as a currency. The big fear around Bitcoin is just one day when the governments come out and say, we're no longer going to allow this and we're going to shut it down. But in a world of Armageddon where the world ends, currencies will go by the way of the countries. Bitcoin, like gold, will still have value because of the blockchaining that goes on behind it.
You had a pretty good movie trailer in there, I think, but I can't do the voice. In a world of Armageddon, when no other currencies would last.
With kidneys and drugs.
Bitcoin survived. Matt Maley, any view on Bitcoin other than something you watch? Is it correlated to the stock market in any way?
Well, it's interesting.
They're both at record highs or near them.
And that's certainly a positive thing, because it's interesting, because in the past, when it first came out, it was kind of like, hey, this is gonna be the thing to have when the world comes to an end, and it just kind of whipped around because it came out in 2008, just as going through the crisis, and then of course, and then it had another kind of resurgence when the European crisis in 2011, 2012, and then 2013 it kind of went away, and everybody thought it was going to die, and but the big thing that's really happened is that it's become more mainstream. You have many more companies accepting it, many more companies using it in terms of retailers and things like that. So it's become more mainstream. Therefore, it has become more correlated with the markets rather than being inversely correlated. It's now highly correlated with the markets, and I think it's something to keep an eye on. The one thing that I totally agree with what Dennis was saying about gold is that we still, we have a situation not only where people worry about, geez, the world's come to an end, but you also have a situation where several countries, including the U.S. and Europe especially, are talking about cashless societies, and this just makes things easier for everybody. So it's hard to be that bearish, especially now that it's become more mainstream.
Got a little Bitcoin love here on Trading Nation. We like it. The cool thing about the show is we can talk about whatever we want. We talked about Bitcoin. I know a lot of people out there are fanatical. They don't just like it, they're fanatical about Bitcoin. Certainly it has been volatile. Dennis and Matt, thank you both very much. Interesting view there on Bitcoin. I'm Brian Sullivan, folks. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.